Hello everybody, thank you for coming to my channel to watch this video. My name is Jonathan Perez and this video is going to be about the Navy and the enlistment process into the Navy and stuff like that. General things like the first recruiter I ever met in Allentown was actually not a good experience. You know, they were a bunch of young guys. I want to say it was like 25, maybe, yeah, probably about 25. Just like really didn't care. The one guy was in like a sweater and some basketball shorts. The other guy was just there. He was in uniform, but he was there for like 1 minute and left. So they weren't even in. The one guy wasn't even in uniform. The guy that I actually had to work with, and he kind of just. I knocked. I came in because the doors were locked and secure. I came in, and um, what happened? He was like lost. He kind of had like this lost look on his face, like, "Oh wow, a person. Like, what do I do?" And so I was like, hello, my name is Jonathan Perez, and I'd like to enlist in the Navy. And he was like, well, here's this. He gave me this checklist, this check, what do you call it, a clipboard. He gave me a clipboard, and it was definitely paperwork that he was supposed to be filling out, because you could tell the way it was written, like it was like a script. But I was filling it out for myself, which is whatever. And I filled out like a little bit about myself. Like I didn't even get that far into it. I kind of just filled out like my name, my address, and I asked him, because it asked the portion about high school, and I asked him, I said, listen, I have a GED. Am I going to be able to, is this going to be a problem? He said, well, have you ever gone to college? And I said, well, yeah, I went to college. I went to Full Sail University. And he was like, well, do you have 15 or more college credits? I was like, I'm not sure. I have to check. And at this point, what I think was where the conversation kind of started went downhill. Because I believe they make a commission or a bonus or something. I'm not sure. They get a quota basically that they have to fill. And I feel like when he noticed he wasn't gonna make an easy quote off me, or an easy enlistment off me, he kind of just lost all interest. He was like, well, that's gonna be a problem. You need to figure it out. I don't know what to tell you. You need to figure it out." And I was like, "Okay, well, that's fine. I'll figure it out. But tell me some more about the qualifications before I finish this paperwork." And he was like, "Well, another thing." He was like, "How tall are you?" I'm like, "Well, I'm 5'9". And he was like, "How much do you weigh?" At the time, I weighed 230. And he was like, "You're overweight." He's like, I can't even pursue this application for you until you lose 20 pounds. The weight limit is like 199, but I can work with you when you're at 200." So I was like, well, what now? Like, do I continue this? Do you want to continue with me? What happens? And he was like, well, let me see how you score on the ASVAB. So I took the ASVAB. I scored a 55. I took the pre-ASVAB, I should say. I scored a 55. And he was like, these numbers don't mean anything. They're not important, but it's good to know that you're doing all right. The minimum for people with GEDs was 50, so I scored 5 points over it. And he said that most people score 10 points higher on their actual ASVAB. Plus, I've been studying, so I expect to score higher. But so yeah, so I did that, and then he was like, "Don't worry about those numbers, though. They don't mean anything." So I didn't record the numbers. I just kind of remembered the 55. Little did I know I would need those numbers in the long run, down the road a little bit. And then he was just like, "Okay, so you scored a 55. You don't know if you have college credits. You're overweight. You got some things to do before we can go forth. Here." So I was like, "Okay." I was like really lost. He was just like, nothing really happened. And so he was like, "All right, so go home, lose some weight. You said you got a personal trainer. Go ahead, get on a thing, lose some weight, and come back, and we'll see you some more." And that was it. And I'm just like, I didn't expect, the Star Spangled Banner to play when I walked through the doors. Oh, say does that Star Spangled Banner. But when somebody makes a decision to enlist, I feel like it should be more respected. Something, work with me. I've made the decision to volunteer my life for this country because I want to. That was my decision. Now you have to. I would expect you would have to like respect it and help me accomplish this goal. You know. So, anyways, I didn't like that. I called my uncle about it. He was a Marine. He told me I should just go to a different recruiter. He said, listen, Jonathan, to be honest, they place certain types of personalities where those types of personalities are best. So it was Allentown. Allentown's ghetto. So the recruiters were ghetto. I guess that might work for some people, not me. So I looked up other recruiting stations. There was only two in my area. I live in Pennsylvania, Lehigh Valley. One over in Philadelphia, and the other one's over in what do you call it? Starts with an S. Strasburg. So Strasburg one was closer. I went there because I also felt like it wouldn't be as packed as a recruiting station in Philadelphia. So I went there. I had a much better experience. This was about a week after. I called Friday. I made an appointment for Monday, which is now today. Hopefully I'll upload this video by tonight. And I went to my appointment, and I had an overall better experience. It was a completely different thing. You know, they asked me if I'd gone to another recruiting station. I said yes. They said where? Allentown. I told them the same story you just heard, and they, apologized on their behalf. They said that, they agree that that was not supposed to be handled like that. So it wasn't just me being a little, pansy about it. They really were not doing their job. So they handled it differently. They asked me some questions. They did the little sheet that I filled out myself. They completed the whole sheet, and basically it's like demographic information. Then they did my tape measure, because I'm over the weight limit. I am. However, what the other guy failed to mention, which I forgot to mention now, if you're over the weight limit, they have a secondary qualifier, and it's a tape. It's like a measure where they measure your waist and your neck, and they calculate some things. Apparently now it's changed where they don't need to measure your neck if your waist is 39. So they go to measure me. Well, they go to weigh me. I'm overweight, obviously, and then they measure me, and I'm at 39. I'm exactly on the margin. So I qualify. I don't have to lose 20 pounds. Obviously, it would be beneficial for me, but to get the ball rolling, I don't have to lose 20 pounds. I qualify. That was the best news I got all week long. We continued doing some more paperwork, and they didn't give me a date for MEPS yet because they want to give me some more time to lose a little bit more weight because I'm right at the margin. So if I have a heavy breakfast at on that hotel with that all-you-can-eat buffet, it'll probably push me over the weight limit. So they're gonna give me 3 weeks to lose some more weight. I have a personal trainer, so I'm losing that weight. I intend to have that weight loss. I intend to be like at a 37, hopefully, by the time that time comes. And I signed a waiver for my health. I answered some questions about my history, my background. They got to know me. They asked me why I wanted to enlist. What was my childhood like. They really did sit down and get to know me. So that, just to say, was a better experience. And I'm glad that I didn't give up and say, you know what, well, screw the Navy. Fuck it. I give up. I didn't. And that's not my personality anyways. But I'm glad I chose to see someone else and instead of wasting all this time. Because I get it, 20 pounds lost is that's a good feat. But if I can get in, I'll lose the weight. I'm losing the weight now. I've lost 20 pounds already prior to this. So I'm making efforts, man. And I go to the gym 6 days a week. Anyways, I'm rambling. So to answer some questions that I had, hopefully I can answer them for you. Time. You don't need to schedule an appointment to see a recruiter. And this is all, I'm sure this applies for everybody, but I'm going to speak only on behalf of the Navy Recruiter's Office because this is the only one I've been in contact with. You don't need an appointment. However, having an appointment is better. They can tell you what to bring. They can pre-qualify screen you. You can have somebody who you're going to see who's expecting you to be there because it just makes it better. So I would definitely find your recruitment office, call them up. They're all not open on weekends, and they're not open after 4, I think. So call if you're needing to call them. It's kind of like regular business hours, 9 to 4, 9 to 5. So call them up, tell them what your story is and your dates that you're available, and they'll schedule you an appointment. Yeah. Sometimes they may not schedule you. I mean, they might just tell you go ahead and walk in. But I like the idea of having an appointment. My recruiter also agreed, so we scheduled an appointment. Make sure the things you bring. If they tell you on the phone that you pre-qualify and you're good to go, then you would want to bring these documents. And I don't know if you would, I would say bring them anyways, even if you don't qualify, because if you got a good recruiter, he or she will work with you. So definitely bring your birth certificate, original birth certificate, your social security card, and your ID. Those are 3 things that you would need off the bat, right out walking through the door, if you're interested in enlisting. Later on down the road, they're gonna need your schooling records, your high school your high school diploma or your GED and transcripts. If you have a high school diploma, and then that's pretty much it. If you have college information that you want to give that too. It will help you. As far as your GED, if you have a GED, you will need college credits. I believe the minimum is 15 level 100 college credits. Now, level 100 stands for the hardness of the class. Like, I took English 101, I took Psych 101, I took Art History 200. So it's just, it'll tell you. And if you don't know, you can call your transcripts department of your college and ask them what level your classes were. Because I had to ask myself to figure it out. So yeah, level 15, I'm sorry, 15 level 100 college credits. That's what I was told. I have 17, so I qualify. And they're going to need proof of those as well. Officials, not unofficials. If your school does not provide you with the officials, like mine does, Full Sail does not provide me with my official transcripts because I owe them money. They were happy to send them straight to my recruiter after verifying identity. So I gave them the address, the name, and the phone number. They verified everything. They sent it off. So now my recruiter has my official transcripts. And so that's that. I'm trying to think what else I needed. They did take a copy of more things for me because I was more interested in enlisting immediately. So they did take my diploma there, my transcripts and all that, my health records. So anyways, this is getting kind of long. I might have to cut this into 2 videos. If I do cut it into 2 videos, please watch part 2. Yeah. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Direct message me. Something. I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as social media. Just stick to YouTube for now. And go ahead and reach out to me if you have any questions or comments. I'll find the answers. I did my research and I know people who are in the Army or Navy or who have been in the Navy, so I can get the answers for you. If you have questions, send them to me, direct comment. And if you want to see more information of the Navy and you want to see more videos from me and my process from A to B to C, subscribe. Subscribe, and I hope to see you guys some more. Alright, man? So, peace out. Have a good night. Everything like that.